Oh, why has it gone live? Is it live? I think I picked my nose as well. Yep, I just saw myself in the replay pick my nose.
Where is it on the... Oh, this is fun. This is behind the scenes stuff. I might as well hit record. Let's just go by.
I might as well not stop.
No, just keep
Why
it
did
going.
Why did it go? Usually, like I do it and it's like okay.
Why can't I see it? I did get a notification on my phone, but I'm trying to find...
I think it's definitely live.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, 2 watching. All right. This is a professional podcast.
Is it definitely live? Let me freaking look.
Yeah, it is. It's going.
I think I know why it went live because I scheduled it maybe for 7, so it was like 7. It's 7, and we now have the video starting with you picking your nose. Let me go. Yeah, it is working. Okay, yes. Hello everybody.
Well, should I go, sir?
Are we proper podcasting then?
Well, yeah, we're rolling, and this is going to be an episode, isn't it?
All right, let's go.
You ready? Oh no, that's my cover letter for jobs. Anybody want to know my credentials? All right, ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, webheads, and welcome to another edition of Spider-Man, the animated series podcast. I'm your host, Alex Robson, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my brother, comic book artist, and all-around, doesn't know how to use YouTube guy. It's Mr. Bill Robson. Say hello, Will.
Hello, I have lots of subscribers and videos that have 200,000 views, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Nope, and he's in a new space, and his voice sounds totally different.
Yes, I'm now in what I'm referring to as my mini office.
So how's it been going moving into that office?
It's been a pain. My back is killing me. My amazing, incredible wife has done so much. And it's been a headache, but I like it. I feel very cozy in this little store. I've got walls on either side of me.
Like most rooms.
As in, like, very close. Like, my artboard fits in this little nook in this room.
I love how you didn't even give me a laugh there, you dick.
Yeah, because it was painful.
Yeah, I suppose it was. For anybody that's joining us post the live stream, we are on YouTube right now, which is at RobsonINK, INK. So if you wanted to watch us instead of listen to us, you can go to Will's YouTube channel to check out this episode. But for all those that are joining us live, hello! We are doing something different today. Partially, I chose to do this. One, because we're both DC fans, aren't we?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. So there's lots of DC news, DC fandom. Everybody's talking about it. We're going to talk about it as well. So if you're not sick about hearing it, we're going to talk about it.
You know what? Going into this, I was like, oh shit, I didn't watch any episode or anything. I had no idea what this podcast was going to be about, so let's do it.
What would you have done if it was an episode?
I would have been like, I didn't watch it. You want to talk about DC and my new office?
Well, we are. So there's a lot of news to get through, and it's unlike a usual news segment of this podcast. There's just too much to get through in just like half an hour, I think. So we'll go through it in some detail. And also, I'm avoiding reviewing this Ultimate Slayer episode, man. I don't want to see Kingpin and Smythe break up.
That's true, yeah. Yes, that will be sad.
Yeah, it's going to be really sad. So if you were looking forward to Kingpin and Smythe break up, well, you're going to have to wait another week, because we're going to be talking DC. We're going over to the dark side, and we're going to be talking all things DC. Because, well, I'll ask you first. What did you think about the whole fandom thing in general? I know you didn't watch it. I didn't either.
Was it fandom or fandom?
Fandom, because it's in a dome, in a virtual dome. But you know what? In a way, it's quite smart, because next year they're going to be able to do it in an actual dome. Because they've had great success. So what do you think about the whole event?
Oh, I don't even know what happened. I wasn't paying attention to any of it. So
well, it's gonna be fun then.
All I did was afterwards I watched trailers for things that I wanted to see.
Yeah,
I tell you what, it was nice just to have like trailers for a bunch of upcoming stuff. You know, that was fun.
It was. It felt normal again, didn't it? For a brief second, I was like, "Oh, this is what this was like to get trailers and to get video games and sneak peeks and behind the scenes looks and concept art. That was great. So I appreciated what DC and Warner Brothers were doing, and they had a huge success because Comic-Con did a online convention this year, and it did not do very well.
Did not? I know a lot of artists had their own, like, they used the banner for their own little, like, Comic-Con setup with it.
Sure, artists and everything, obviously, they're going to see some return on followers and subscribers, I'm sure. But this was a huge event, you know, like, there were like 4 trailers and a bunch of TV and movies and video games. I think DC hit it out the park, and to be honest with you, I bet you Comic-Con is pretty pissed off because this is starting to happen more and more now. Like, Disney's doing their D52, I think it's called, or whatever convention they do.
It's called 52. That's funny.
I believe it is, or maybe it's a number of some kind.
52 hours of new content.
Disney does their own convention. Star Wars does their own convention. I'm sure Marvel's going to do their own convention. I know they piggyback off of DC, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Marvel usually does all their announcements at San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is that DC, after the success of this, after the D52, the Disney event, which is always big, Star Wars is always big, I wouldn't be surprised if more and more brands start taking to their own conventions and making it just about their brand instead of having to share.
Well, it's expensive with no return.
How?
If you have a convention, are you talking about with people actually going to it?
Yeah, I mean,
so how do you make money at these places?
Well, people buy tickets.
Oh. Yes, sorry. You know what? The last time I had to buy a ticket for a comic convention was over a decade ago because I've always worked at conventions.
Here we go.
No, I didn't mean that in a wanky way. I'm just saying that I totally forgot people have to pay admission to get into conventions.
Yeah. So people are going to pay to get in and queue for ages, and merchandise will be sold like crazy. You go to, if DC Fandom had like
I just hate when you say fandom. I feel like my inner soul is like fandom, like fandom.
It's off the dome, the fandom. So we are going to be talking about it nonetheless. So I will start with our first bit of news. Let's talk about the Snyder Cut first, okay?
Okay.
Did you watch the trailer, yes?
I watched the trailer one morning when I couldn't sleep, and I sat on the toilet and I played it, and I don't remember much from it.
All right. So first of all, he used that Hallelujah song.
That's right. Yeah.
He's used that in
Which
Watchmen during the
fucking banger.
It is a great song. What did you think about it in this trailer, though? Because he's used it before in Watchmen.
It's just a pretty song, so I just don't mind hearing it.
I mean, do you think it was like for the fans where they're like, "Hallelujah, we're getting the Snyder Cut now. It's finally happening. Like, here, I'm bringing you my cut. I'm finally bringing you the Justice League cut you've been talking about."
Yeah, I maybe, but I mean, was anything in it that you were like, "Oh my god"?
Well, Darkseid at the beginning.
Yeah.
Who does not look good.
No. So I feel like they should do the Sonic the Hedgehog right now and be like, "Oh, fans hate that. Let's change it." That's why I give major. I haven't seen that. I feel like I'm gonna purposely watch that Sonic because they listen to fans, and I super appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you won't watch it until it comes on some free streaming service, though, won't you?
No,
well, not free, but okay. Anyway.
Monthly payment streaming service.
Monthly payment. I thought Darkseid looked like a claymation figure. He just looked clunky and weird. So that was the opening. So I was like, all right. I gotta say though, Ben Affleck as Batman. I've always liked Ben Affleck as Batman. I always thought he did a good job, even with the material he was given. But there's something about him in the Snyder Cut instead of the reshoots with Josh Whedon where he looks better. Like, I was looking at him and I was like, dude, you look like Batman way more. Did
he do any reshoots then?
Yeah, he did loads of reshoots, but they all did with Josh Whedon.
Okay. Because I thought he was like, "I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this."
Well, yeah, he said that after the Josh Whedon cut.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's not done, which we'll talk about later because he's coming back as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But okay, so I thought Affleck looked great. He looked more because this was before his divorce and stuff. Like he got a divorce soon after the first Snyder Justice League, and then when he had to go back for the reshoots, he was going through a divorce, and the dude had a rough time, and that's got to be difficult to then go shoot a very demanding film for a second time.
Yeah.
So I thought he looked great. Black Suit Superman. What do you think?
There was a black suit Superman. I guess I missed that.
Yeah, he was in loads of scenes.
Did he have a mullet?
No.
Then I hate it. Commit to the mullet.
There is no mullet.
So I'm guessing with these reshoots, they're gonna fix the old fake mustache mouth thing.
Well, there is no fake mustache mouth.
Yeah,
because there is no reshoots for this. Snyder's just using what he has. He's creating new scenes, but they're mainly CG. But all the stuff that he's shot with people, he's done most of that. The only thing he had to reshoot a bit more of is Cyborg.
I thought you just said that loads of them had to do loads of reshoots.
Yes, for Whedon's one.
Oh, I'm not listening.
No, you're not. Fucking pay attention, boy.
I'm drawing.
So I think it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so it's 4 hours long. Do you know this?
Oh my god.
But it's coming out once a week on HBO Max, much like The Mandalorian. So it's basically an extremely expensive miniseries.
So kind of like what they did with Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight.
Yes. So
because they turned that into like a miniseries by cutting it up and adding 25 minutes of new footage or something.
Something like that. But this is going to have 2 hours of new footage. Cyborg is supposed to be one of the main characters. There's a load of stuff that Ray Fisher never got to see in the theatrical cut, the Joss Whedon cut. So he's coming back to do all of that. Apparently, the Flash isn't super jokey and super nerdy like he was in Whedon's.
Oh, he was painful.
Yeah, and apparently the Flash is going to experience the first bit of time travel, which is obviously then going to pay off in Flashpoint, his movie. So we're going to see him experiencing that.
I just love like that DC's like, all right, how can we reboot a movie like franchise? And they're like, just release a different cut of the movie. Like I think that's genius, right?
It is.
It's like,
yeah,
all right, we fucked everything up with this movie. What should we do? Recut it? Okay. Like that's that's an incredible idea. I want to see more of that. Like, you know how fans didn't really like the Star Wars movies? They're like, we're going to reshoot a lot of this and recut it and change it. I'd be like, okay, great.
Yeah, I know. It's a great idea. I'm glad it's happening. Hopefully it paves the way for more cuts and more
well, which means that it's got to be good then, right? Like,
yeah, well, 4 hours, it's going to be good or bad. I know that sounds like it's black or white, but 4 hours, that's a lot of bad or that's a lot of good. You know what I mean? It's a long time to sit through something. Even if it is breaking up into 4 weeks. And I think that's also clever on HBO Max's part, because if you sign up on day one in week one, you'll probably by the 4th week you probably are going to roll over into the 2nd month. You know what I mean? Like if you sign up and you're watching every week this 4 hour cut, by the time it comes to the 4th week, you might be rolling into the 5th week where you have to pay for another month to watch the 4th and final episode of this Justice League cut. So it's clever that they're splitting up. It's like what they did with The Mandalorian. They split it up week per week, so you stay with Disney Plus for longer.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I spotted a Joker card and a destroyed Justice League sign in the nightmare sequence, because in the trailer, you remember that nightmare sequence in Batman vs Superman? Where...
Yeah, that was pretty cool, that nightmare sequence.
Yeah, so they go back to that in this cut, by the looks of it, because obviously that had to do with Darkseid, so that must be involved in this cut. I wonder if Flash's time travel is going to come into play, because in BVS he goes into the Batcave. And
okay, if they use time travel to beat Darkseid, then that's a little similar to something else from a different company.
But if you think about it, Zack Snyder did that first, if that's true, because he's only using his footage that he shot 4 years ago.
And also, Dick Donner did it first with Superman.
That's true, he did. That's very true. So, look, I guess my question to you is, are you going to watch this 4-hour?
I think I will. But like I said, I really support the idea of giving it another go with a movie. I love that idea. I love the idea of like, think of, because we both went to film school, and I've left a lot of footage on the cutting room floor to make a final cut, and I would just love to see other people's interpretations of cuts of movies. Like, you hear all the time about like, oh, we filmed this scene and never made it into the movie, like in like Jaws or something. You're like, that sounds really awesome. If someone was like, hey, we got a new cut of Jaws, it's like 4-hour miniseries of Jaws, I'd be like, yes, like, get me that for Jurassic Park, get me that for everything.
Yeah, if it can
turn movies into miniseries with all the footage.
Exactly, and also it's the Justice League coming to film for the first time, and if this was in comic books, it wouldn't just be a one issue, like one and done. It would be broken up into like 4, 5, 6 issues. So yeah, I think it's wise of them.
Well, I've always said that it's hard to do comic book movies because they should really be serialized. That's why Marvel did so well with making their movies appear serialized
and connected. Yeah. We got some comments in the chat. Green Day says, I dislike him using the same song because it seemed like such a slap in the face to Warner Brothers for being able to do what he wants. I think Warner Brothers, you're right, are letting him do whatever he wants, but that was the whole idea in the first place. It's like, if he's going to do a cut, might as well give it to him all the way. We've also got, apparently Whedon was the one to get Cyborg to say booyah, and Ray Fisher did not want to say it. Oh, that's interesting. So that whole Whedon, Ray Fisher Twitter stuff that's been going on, where he said that, like, working with Whedon, he was verbally abusive and stuff. He wanted him to say booyah. But that's Cyborg's catchphrase, booyah.
Is it?
Yeah, he says booyah. That's his catchphrase.
Does he?
Yeah. Man, I know you've been in Marvel for a long time and working there, but you only know Batman, I think. Maybe a bit of Superman, but that's as far as you got.
That's rich coming from you, mate. When have you ever fucking sat down and read a Cyborg comic? Never in your fucking life. Don't come with me with that shit.
That's fair. That's okay. That's fair. So, Chandra and Jason say, do you think at some point you're going to be watching the Snyder Cut and be like, I've seen this movie? Meaning, like, we've obviously already seen the theatrical.
Well, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how the scenes change and some are similar, how it all... Because, again, it's all about cutting. It's all about flow and stuff like that. So, yes, of course, a good 60 to 80% of the movie will be exactly the same. But that's the thing about movies, is, like, it takes the tiniest little things to ruin a whole adventure.
Yeah.
Like, the movie I always think of is 10... or 12 Cloverfield Lane. It's an amazing post-apocalyptic movie, a psycho thriller, and it's just so like and claustrophobic thriller. And I loved everything about it. One of John Goodman's best performances.
And then
but I never want to see the movie again because of the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm talking about. You cut the last 10 minutes out of that movie, it's a perfect horror movie. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like all it takes is I know when I'm sitting in a movie theater and I'm forget I'm watching a movie, but then something will happen. Like, dude dresses a bat, I dig it. I'm like, oh, I'm not watching a movie. This is silly. Oh, this is kind of shit. I'm not really into this. You cut out all those little things, and then you stay in like the wunderbar of the movie.
I think that might be part of Snyder's version, that scene. I don't know, but you know what's really going to be interesting? So you say, 60% of this movie is going to be the same movie you've already seen. According to a lot of people, Whedon reshot like 60% of this movie. He only used like 40% of Snyder's footage. So we're going to see like a lot more. Not only are we getting 4 hours, so we're getting double the length of time, but we're going to see a lot more of what Snyder had in mind without having to lose anything on the editing floor. And also, we're going to see what scenes Josh Whedon shot. Because when we watch it, we're going to go, well, that scene's gone, that scene's gone. So we're going to know every single scene that Josh Whedon shot. And imagine if all of those scenes that we hate from Justice League are from Josh Whedon.
So he said, I'm not keeping a single thing that man shot?
Yep, he's not keeping one single frame that Josh Whedon did. Yeah, it's a big-time statement.
You know what? I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this film as well.
And I'm really ready for the mini-series of Batman 1989 that they'll eventually come out with all the extra footage from that.
Oh my god, can you imagine
with
if
an hour-long new Joker scene and stuff like that from the cutting room floor?
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, I hope it's good. I am going to see it as well. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, it comes out next year, so we got to wait like quite some time. But obviously, there's a lot of things that we've seen in that trailer. A lot more to come. It's 4 hours, so you're gonna get what you pay for. I mean, 4 hours is a lot of content, even if it's all shit. You at least know one way or another.
So pay for how? So this is on the. Sorry, I don't know if you already said it, but I know the DC is done right now, like the DC streaming thing.
Yes, it's now HBO Max.
Okay, so you don't have to pay for it like the Mulan movie. You just have to pay for the HBO Max thing to see it.
That's correct.
Are you going to be getting that to see it?
What? So then you can piggyback off my subscription?
Yes.
I don't know yet. We'll see. It's not always me that has to buy these fucking subscriptions.
Well, I'm fine with waiting to see it. That's the difference.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure we'll end up reviewing it on this podcast. You know, it's a big thing.
Maybe we could do a live review for our Patreon. By the way, if you didn't know, we have a Patreon. Go ahead, take the rest. Take the rest of the plug.
Thanks for this segue. Oh god, I'm not ready, Spade. Oh, I didn't know you were going to do this. Okay, I'll go into the plugs right now. We'll do that right now. If you enjoy this podcast, please be sure to come visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by keyword searching Spider-Man The Animated Series Podcast, where you can get up-to-date news, and you can also @ or DM us your Kingpin and Smythe scenarios there. Also, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, as it helps us walk crawl up the charts and attract both new listeners and guests. And we have a Patreon, as you just mentioned, where we review movies. You can be a guest on our podcast, send us your favorite episode moments, receive limited edition artwork and prizes from Will Robson, which you're going to be giving that away fairly soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because we do have a winner of the prize. I just don't know what the plan is to mention it, etc., etc.
Well, we'll do that privately.
Okay.
The winner of the prize. We'll message them on Patreon. But what is the prize?
Okay, so you don't want to publicly say, like, the winner of this month's thing is this person.
No, we'll do that on Patreon. We'll message them privately.
Okay.
But what is the prize that person is winning?
The prize this month is a limited edition Baby Spawn action figure from McFarlane Toys.
Oh, I have one handy. Hang on.
Co-creation between me and Todd McFarlane. My head explodes every time I say that sentence. But yes, that thing my brother's holding, if you're watching on the live stream, I co-created that with Todd freaking McFarlane, my dad. So,
your Canadian dad.
Yeah. Hey, bud, that looks good. I'm gonna make a toy out of it, bud.
It also comes in a box, yes.
It will become in box, yeah, fresh in box.
Fresh in box, unopened, yeah. Because I opened mine. That's really cool. So yeah, we'll announce the winner. So if you want to check out our Patreon for all that good stuff and more, go to patreon.com/Spider-Man TAS podcast. And finally, you can follow.
Pillow.
I was doing so
You can
good.
pillow.
You can follow Will on his social media pages to see his artwork, stay up to date on what he's working on now, and get a glimpse into a workday of a comic book artist. Will, where can our listeners find you?
Anywhere at RobsonINK, and that's INK on the internet at RobsonINK.
Awesome. And we got Green Day saying, loving the Patreon so far.
Thank you, Green Day.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing.
We very much appreciate it so much.
We do. And if you look out, we'll have our movie review for Spider-Man 2 coming late on Sunday, I think, because we're going to be reviewing it on Saturday, aren't we?
Yes, and that's one reason why I set up my new little office, is so I have a nice comfy spot to watch a movie, because I watched it half naked in bed on the last review.
Yeah, for all our listeners.
In the boiling summer heat.
The last movie review, I had to watch him in his pants, in his underwear, the entire time.
Yeah, over a video. This is all the quality stuff you're missing on the Patreon, guys.
Yep, it's just beautiful. If you hear me sipping every now and then, I'm having a wine.
And I'm having a water, because I haven't drank anything alcoholic for since Monday. So not that long. I had a few pints with you on Monday because we saw each other.
Okay, continuing with DC Fandom. You love that, don't you? Fandom.
So this is the episode. It's all our reaction to DC Fandom.
Yes, I told you this 5 times going into this.
Gotcha. Right, following. So this
All
will be like one of the first episodes where we don't do a Kingpin and Smythe scenario.
Yeah, you okay with that?
Yes, I'm fine. We'll do a quick one. Oh, sir, what did you think of DC fandom? It's fandom, you cunt. Why are you keep fucking it up? There you go. You can't do an episode without a Kingpin and Smythe.
I know. I didn't have anyone queued up. I figured, you know what? I wanted to go into this just talking about DC, talking about
fandom. You didn't even do your like, hello everybody, we're good.
Oh really? I didn't, because I definitely did.
Did you?
Wow, you tuned out for like a good 20 minutes.
I'm exhausted, but setting up this office, I've been to the dump so many times in my back, and my new comfy chair was very nice actually, my office chair. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night, so
right.
Bear with me, folks. Bear with me.
Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the James Gunn's Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
Which was more like here's an intro to all of the characters that people are going to be playing, and then a behind-the-scenes, like 4-minute behind-the-scenes teaser. So let's talk about all the characters to begin with, okay? Because I don't know some of them, and maybe you will, maybe you won't. Like, even I think seasoned DC fans have had some trouble with this. So we'll go with the obvious one first. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. She's obviously back. Did you see the outfit she's wearing?
Yeah, I did.
Way better. It is way better.
It reminds me of what she's wearing currently in the comics.
Yes.
Because I studied a bit of recent Harley Quinn stuff for a commission, and yeah, it's the black and white like leather jacket type look, isn't it?
No, it's the black and red.
Black and red is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got like the card diamonds on it.
Yeah, it's pretty much what she's wearing in current continuity in the books, which is cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I as much as I think Margot Robbie is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, it's nice not to see them being like, well, booty shorts and short like cut tops sell, so just put her in that. You know what I mean? Like, she's a character, and she's a great character, so I'm really excited to see her in something that's not like, we're just going to make her a stripper, which is what they did in the first Suicide Squad film, basically. They like made a strip in that club with Joker, and it was really
I've pretty much removed that movie from my mind, so I barely remember that.
I don't blame you. Someone said in the chat, Kingpin and Smythe reacting to the Batman trailer.
Smythe, this looks pretty fucking good.
Well, we'll get to that, because I'm saving the best till last. And someone also said the last movie review was hilarious, meaning our Spider-Man.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn. Okay, now here's something that's really interesting. Taika Waititi is in this film, but they have not revealed the role that he's playing. Now, I have a little theory, and I think that Taika Waititi is going to be King Shark, because they revealed the mocap actor for King Shark, and his name is Steve Age or Steve Agee.
But didn't they have that other little trailer where it flashed all the actors' names and the characters they're playing?
They did, and they never did that for Taika. And I think Steve Agee, we've seen Steve Agee as in the behind the scenes, we've seen him mocapping King Shark, but I bet you anything they're going to give Taika King Shark. He's done great jobs with CG characters and brought them to life. Look at Korg, look at the robot in Mandalorian.
Yeah, but, like, come on, who would not put that in the credits? Why would you leave that out?
I don't know. It's a good point.
I don't think that's true at all. He's either going to be a villain they don't want to reveal, or he'll just have some mundane small role like he usually does.
Maybe. I'd love to see him as King Shark, though. I think that'd be awesome.
I'm going to bite your head off.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat your head clean off.
We've got Joel Kinnaman returning as Rick Flag, but he looks better in his outfit. Like, he looks like he's part of the A-Team in that outfit he was wearing.
I didn't even notice he was going to be in this movie.
Yeah, so he's back. Idris Elba is Bloodsport, and everyone thought he was going to be Bronze Tiger.
I thought everyone thought he was replacing Will Smith as Deadshot.
Everyone thought he was Deadshot, and then it was said he's not Deadshot, so everyone was like, oh, he's Bronze Tiger. But he's Bloodsport, and I looked this up. Bloodsport is the first person to shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet.
That's pretty cool.
So
that's not. Is that a Jim Lee character? Or am I thinking of something like Blood Strike or something like that?
I don't know. Then we've got Alice Braga as Sol Soria. I don't know who Sol Soria is. Got Pete Davidson as Blackguard. I don't know who that is. You've got Jai Courtney returning as Captain Boomerang. And I thought Jai Courtney was alright as Captain Boomerang in the first Suicide Squad. I didn't mind him. So he'll be coming back. You gotta get new headphones. Oh my god!
I'm sorry if you're watching on the stream. I keep trying to plug my fucking headphone in.
Can you get headphones like mine? Seriously, I'll pay for them. Like, you
don't have any money. You don't have a job.
Well, I don't care. Every episode, for all the viewers that don't watch our YouTube, every episode, this motherfucker knocks his headphones out at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
When we were interviewing our last guest, you did it like and you're like doing a juggle as you do it as well. It's the most
because I'm like struggling to like watch your mouth to say, and I see when I do it, your eyes like get wider, and you're like talking like I better not say anything that he's gonna miss. So that I just want to plug in. You're like, right, Will, and and we're both like, we fucked up. The flow.
We've got Nathan Fillion is a original character in this film. It's called TDK. Which
Nathan Fillion's in the movie?
He is, yeah. Man, I'm so glad I'm going over this with you because I think you just watch stuff and you're like, I just sat through something.
I watched it at 4 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the toilet when I couldn't sleep, so I don't remember anything too much.
We haven't talked about why you were sitting on the toilet.
Well, yeah, I think it's quite obvious why.
You were watching like 8 trailers at 4 a.m. on the toilet.
I was.
Alright, Nathan Fillion is an original character.
That looks pretty good.
TDK, which stands for We Don't Know. Could be Torture, Death, Kill. Could be The Dark Knight. You could be having fun with it. I don't know, but he's this original character, TDK. I'm interested to find out more. We got Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller again. I thought she was very good. You've got Michael Rooker as Savant, who... oh, crap. I know I looked him up, but I can't remember. I didn't write this down. But he's got this most epic wig on. Have you seen the wig that Michael Rooker's wearing?
It's so clearly a wig. We all know Michael Rooker's bald as a cue ball, so...
Yeah. We've got John Cena as Peacemaker, who looks to be, for me, the most interesting character, especially when he said, he's like Captain America, but a douchebag.
I also read that role was originally supposed to be for Batista.
Oh, okay.
And then he couldn't do it because of his schedule, but it was written for Batista.
And Sean Gunn, of course, he's going to be in his brother's films.
He's like a weird little alien, isn't he?
He's a weird little weasel, which is funny because he does the mocap for Rocket Raccoon, and this looks like just a disgusting, like, morphed Rocket Raccoon.
Look, they've chosen the right guy for Suicide Squad, right? The hodgepodge characters, the ultimate underdogs.
I've got loads more. I've got David Dasmalkian as Polka Dot Man, which I think is great to do something like that, like a throwaway character that could possibly be really loved. You got Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who,
and that polka dot man, is the guy from The Dark Knight that the Joker. He's one of Joker's henchmen. He's like the one they capture when they think, when Joker shoots and tries to shoot Gordon or the mayor or something like that. In the parade.
Oh, you mean the actor? I thought you were talking about like the Dark Knight Returns. Yes, the actor.
Yeah, yes. The actor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that Harvey Dent kidnaps, and he's trying to get information out of. Yeah. So Peter Capaldi is the Thinker. So Doctor Who, and the Thinker's a great character. He's a Flash villain. He's got telekinetic powers, and he's also super duper smart.
Wicked smart.
Storm Reed as Tyler. Michaela Hoover as Camilla. Fleur Borg as Javelin. I mean, people I've never heard of, but still, I'm like excited.
It sounds very busy.
Yeah, but you know what? This is the Suicide Squad, so I guarantee they're having all these people because
they're gonna die.
They're gonna die, and unlike the first Suicide Squad, where only one member of that fucking team died, which was like the Hangman or whatever it was, and his head just blew up because he went too far away. Like, there's so many characters: King Shark, Ratcatcher 2, like. The list goes on, so I'm really excited. It's said to be like a 70s war movie.
When I heard that, I was like, what?
but like dark comedy vibes involved. Peacemaker sounds like he's going to be a big part of it, where like he wants peace no matter what, even if he has to like kill people and not do anything peaceful in order to bring peace to the world. I'm excited for this movie. I'm going to go see this.
Well, I think it's either going to be a major hit or really mediocre, because that's I don't know. It's tough. Like, I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's I think one of the best Marvel movies that they've made. But I didn't really enjoy the second one. I thought the second one was real lackluster.
I agree.
And
I've been watching the Marvel films recently, and yeah, like
I don't know what it is. There's just something missing about that second one.
I've been revisiting some, and some I'm like, you know what, it's not as bad as I remember, and other ones like Guardians 2, I'm like, this sucks. I don't like this.
So it makes me a bit nervous. But
it's really forced humor in Guardians 2, and I don't find any like thing that Rocket says.
Do you think maybe there was? I don't know. I mean, Marvel doesn't really do this, but do you think maybe there was more studio pressure because the first one was so successful or something? I don't know.
Potentially, or maybe they gave James Gunn a bit more free range because they're like, it was so good, go for whatever you want. It's kind of like Burton with Batman Returns, right? Burton's Batman, so good, and then in Batman Returns, they're like, do whatever you want, and then they're like, oh, that's too far, like not good.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm excited to see it. And he said, like, I know directors say this, but he said this is the biggest and like most greatest experience of my life working on this film.
Yeah,
and I'm happy for him, and it looks fucking awesome. And I also like how there's loads of color in the suits. Like, it looks colorful and it pops. It doesn't look like everything's this muted gray that DC's been doing for so long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that DC and Warner Brothers, I feel like out of this event, I feel like they've kind of found their footing a bit more. We'll talk about the multiverse stuff in a minute and what they've decided to do. But I'm glad, like, as much as I love the Nolan trilogy, the Dark Knight, all of that stuff, I'm glad they've kind of departed from that, because
that's for Batman. Like, that's the thing, is people think like, oh, we need to, those Batman movies are successful because they're dark in tone, so we need to do that with everything. It's like, no, you've completely missed the point. It's Batman. That's why people fucking love Batman.
They do. So yeah, I'm excited to see that film. Will you see this film as well?
I will not go and see it. I will see what people think of it, and if it does sound like, if people are like, it's as good as Guardians 1, then I'll wait for it to be on free streaming. Not free, but monthly paid streaming. And I will watch it while my wife is in the bath.
So we got some comments as well in the chat. Someone said, I'll double the Patreon for Will for new headphones. Green Day says, apparently TDK stands for the Detachable Kid, which is a reference to Arm Fall Off Boy. Oh, I know who that is. It's a DC character, like a throwaway character, where his arms fall off, but they can still do things. So maybe Nathan Fillion is this... he was a hero from a different age. Yeah, an arm fall off boy. Nathan Fillion's just great in general. Like, yeah, he can really do it all. He can do serious comedy, but I love his comedy. Like in Santa Clarita Diet, when he was that severed head, was just slowly rotting. That was brilliant. I'm so sad that show got cancelled. What a great zombie show. I know, it was so good. Okay, so next bit, let's talk some video games. I'm going to start with Gotham. I'm going to start with Gotham Knights, which we've been talking about. Gotham Knights, Gotham Knights. You singing the Aladdin song? Yeah. Oh my god! Don't want to get monetized on YouTube. No, not monetized. Don't want to get. I do want to get monetized on YouTube. Whoops. Gotham Knights, the video game by Warner Brothers Games, who did Arkham Origins, is doing a new video game where the start of the trailer is Batman is dead, which, let's be honest, we both know is bullshit. He ain't dead. It's just that bit just did not excite me at all. So I did like that speech he gave, though. Like, I did like if Batman actually. I love how he's like, I'm destroying the mansion and the Batcave. You guys could use like this little warehouse thing I set up.
Because I was like, I ain't giving that shit. That shit's going with me to the grave.
So what's interesting is that this is not in the Arkham series. Like, it's not in that canon.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's made by WB Games. So what's very confusing...
But I thought that Arkham Origins was in the canon of the other games.
It is, but this one is not in the Arkham canon. They've said it has nothing to do with the Arkham games. So it's... But what's interesting is that Arkham Knight...
Are they saying that because they're like, we killed off the Joker and we want to use them again?
Probably. I bet that's probably a big piece of it. But also, Arkham Knight, at the end of that game, you don't know if Batman's alive or dead, if you remember, at the end of Arkham Knight.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a direct continuation of it.
So did I, but you know what's really trippy, and we'll talk about it more? You know the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League game?
Yeah.
That is the Arkham canon. Because it's made by Rocksteady.
Yeah, but have they officially said that they're shared canons?
Yes. So the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League is Arkham canon. So Kevin Conroy's Batman and all the stuff that in the Arkham games has happened.
So Joker's dead, so Harley will be without a Joker then.
Correct. And Batman may be dead, but they're fighting the Justice League. So let's talk. I want to go back to Gotham Knights for a second. You've got the Bat family as your playable characters. I watched a lot of gameplay. I tagged you in it, and you still said you didn't like the look of it.
No, I didn't.
Why
in a city are you climbing a mountain to fight Mr. Freeze? It's so stupid.
Because it's an ice mountain that he's frozen most of the city over.
Cool.
It's quite Batman and Robin. If I do
extremely Batman and Robin.
Yeah, when I watched it, I was like, "This is the plot of Batman and Robin, guys. Do you want to do this?"
Look at my nipples, Batman. Oh wait, you're dead. Go back, go. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't be good. Robin, look at my nipples.
I don't like the look of Robin. Like, his costume looks like a
I don't like
hoodie.
the look of any of them.
Oh, I like the look of Batgirl. I like the look of Nightwing. And Red Hood looks good. In my opinion, I think they look pretty good.
To me, they all just look like video game characters.
Well, they are.
Yeah, but when you look at the Batman Arkham games, they're so fucking good. I love the first two games. So they're on such high pedestals for me that anything else is really subpar.
And we were just talking about we're ready for another Arkham game because we love being Batman, and now we're not going to be able to be Batman.
That's the point of those games, is to be Batman. I enjoyed playing as the side characters in like little parts and like the challenge mode and stuff, but I don't want to do whole story playing as Nightwing's like one of my favorite characters. I don't want to play him with Batman's dead. I don't want anything to do with the story.
Don't talk to me about this.
And Court Owl's in there, so you're like, oh yeah, he's probably just in a fucking Lazarus pit, since that's what they're all about, is raising their dead. And I was like, that was the major problem with the last game, that Arkham Knight. They're like, who is this new character? And we're like, it's Jason Todd. They're like, no, it's not. They're like, it's Jason Todd. They're like, it's Jason fucking Todd. Like, we knew it.
Yeah, it's a good point. We've got some things in the chat where my money is on the Court of Owls took Bruce and made him a Talon, and you have to fight him towards the end of the game.
That is exactly what I thought as well.
That's a good shout.
So it's like, we have to save Batman because we're the Bat family.
Someone else said, I can't wait for the Suicide Squad game, but it sucks it's going to be released in 2 more years. So
I also need to know, what is the gameplay style for the Suicide Squad game?
It's Rocksteady, so it's the Arkham gameplay.
That's not confirmed.
It is. It's the same gameplay. They showed gameplay.
No, they never showed gameplay of the Suicide Squad game.
They showed a brief clip. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Harley but it's Rocksteady, and it's in Arkham. Even if they did, I can't remember it. Maybe you're right. They didn't show gameplay of it.
Not at all. It was just a video.
But it's Rocksteady, and it's
that
in
doesn't
the
mean
Arkham.
Shit. So many game studios make different. Bethesda doesn't just make RPGs; they make loads of different types of stuff. That's the thing, is they might be like, "This is a strategy game." Like you don't know.
Oh god, if it's some sort of roleplay game, I'm going to be so.
That's the thing. It could be.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's in the Arkham canon, so I have hope. It's Rocksteady Arkham canon. I have hope it's going to be the same thing.
So you didn't Arkham DS. Like, it doesn't mean shit.
You didn't like the trailer for either of these games, did you?
No.
Yeah. No. No. So you won't be getting any of these games?
I have to wait to see what other people think for me to see if I want to jump the bandwagon. Look, when that Spider-Man game was announced, I wasn't keen on it. And I was like, oh, I'll wait to see what people think. And people were like, it's dope. And I watched some gameplay footage, and I was like, okay, I'll try this out. Hated the story, but what a great game. I felt like Spider-Man. So that's the thing is, I'm gonna hate the story on both these things. But if it's like, oh, you know, it's really fun to play as Harley Quinn beating the crap out of people, then great. But the problem with the characters they have for the Suicide Squad is, I have no desire to play as any of them. I'm not like,
Right.
mate, I can't wait to play as Captain Boomerang. Like, no.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would like to play as King Shark. I think that would be quite fun.
Well, you know I would.
But he's you know what? He's a bit like Batista's Drax in that trailer. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's a bit Drax with like some of his comments. But I did like where they're like, who we fighting? And they look up and it's Superman. So obvious Brainiac has taken over the Justice League in this game, and that's why they're fighting them. But I agree with you. I want to see more gameplay footage, but I will be playing both Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I will, yeah. I think
well, you'll need a PlayStation 5 then.
Well, Christmas and my birthday are coming up, aren't they, Smade?
Oh, God.
Moving on to the next segment, which I can't wait to talk to you about because I feel like you and me are going to rip this to shreds. Black Adam. Behind the scenes was released.
Here it is, guys. It's going to change the world right here.
Oh,
all right, here's some concept art, guys. Ready? Boom.
You guys ever seen the end of a Mortal Kombat video game? Here it is in 5 movement.
It was so rushed to like they were like, we need to show some Black Adam. Like, we haven't filmed anything. The script isn't even fully written. I just get The Rock to just say it's gonna be dope, and get some concept art. Now, I will say one thing that I found out about it was because Jim Lee's been posting a lot. It's pretty cool to see that Jim Lee's been heavily involved in all of this stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
if you've seen like the Black Adam stuff, the original images for that were penciled by Jim Lee, and they look amazing. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but all of the screenshots he drew himself. But whoever the concept artist who translated his work just didn't grasp what Jim Lee... Like, Jim Lee made some really interesting shots, and the concept artist just kind of took away the artistry of it.
Yeah.
So that was one thing where I was like, they could have just showed the Jim Lee art, like, and that would have got me way more
That would have been
hyped.
better, actually. Yeah.
Jim Lee also drew an image for Gotham Knights, and it's one of his best drawings, I think, ever. The use of like light and shadow is absolutely incredible. Like, it's just like the team standing under a train track, and I'm like, wow, this is such a good fucking drawing. So it's
well,
cool.
he did stuff for the Batman. He did like a few days before Fan.
Yeah, and I wasn't too impressed by that actually.
I thought it looked
compared
great.
to his other stuff that he's produced for the other movies. Yeah, go check it out. Go check out if you've never. Go check out Jim Lee, guys. Just do it.
Well, so what I love about the Black Adam thing was you had this like CG Egyptian landscape that the camera is panning through, and you like go down into this narrow passageway, and you see this figure at the end of this like lighted passageway, and it gets closer and closer, and it's The Rock, but it's just The Rock in like civilian clothing. Like, he's just been hanging out there like, oh hey guys, like,
it's just bizarre.
It's like in this Egyptian like ruins, and he's just like, "What's up? I'm in my jeans and my t-shirt."
Okay,
and
guys, here it is. My new tequila. I mean, my
new
movie.
sportswear. My new sportswear. I mean, my new
investment scheme for children. I mean, have you seen that? He's got like an investment scheme for children.
Oh yeah, that's
true. Just $7 is all you need, and you're gonna make money. And I'm like, Rock, you're getting kind of shady on me, bud.
We've got. I was waiting for The Rock to rip off his shirt to show the costume underneath, but it never happened. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. You know what he's going to do? He's got like an Under Armour deal. You know there's going to be Black Adam shoes. There's going to be Black Adam like gym wear. There's going to be Black Adam like workout equipment. It's all going to be Black Adam with the lightning bolter down it. He'll probably get a tattoo of a lightning bolt.
Why is he obsessed with this character?
Because he gives, whenever he goes into something, he gives it like 110%. Doesn't
like
he?
Tom Cruise.
yeah, he commits. He fully commits, and he's just like, this is it, and it's going to be the greatest fucking
That's
thing
what Tom
you've ever
Cruise.
seen.
That's what everyone says who they work with Tom Cruise is like. That's what he's like in every movie. He's like, it's gonna be the best movie. We're gonna have so much fun. Like, this is it.
Yeah, which is a good mentality. Let's face it.
Of course it is.
It's a great mentality, but he does, like, The Rock does go overboard. And if I see one more fucking tequila ad on my bloody Instagram or my Facebook with him pushing it, I'm going to be
Him
like...
just walking in, like, an open shirt. It's not fully open, but semi-open. And him holding the bottle. It's always like, hey, guys.
Yeah, he's basically ripping off Aquaman in, like, Snyder's
Doesn't he
version.
want to run for president of the United States as well?
He probably does and will. He'll probably be governor of the earth in, like, 10 years. And... be in every single movie ever made. Like, he'll find a way to be in it. Some things about Black Adam, though. We've got the Legion of Superheroes in it, or the Justice Society of America is in this, which is like the first Justice League.
Yeah.
And you've got Hawkman in it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Dr. Fate, and you've got Cyclone and Atom Smasher. Now, I know Hawkman quite a bit from, like, the
Is
Justice
Cyclone
League.
the guy that he has, like, a little hurricane below his body?
I think so, yeah. Or no, Cyclone's a woman.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyclone's a woman. Atom
Who am I
Smasher.
thinking of? Red Tornado? Is that the name of the person?
Yeah,
I'm
I think you're
of?
thinking. Yeah. We got some comments, by the way. Someone said, start a GoFundMe for that PS5, Alex. I'm sure your guys' Patreon subscribers will fund it. Oh, that's nice. They say you guys entertain and deserve so much.
Oh, thank you.
And then we've got Terramana Tequila, the Black Adam edition.
Hey, guys.
It will happen.
It would, yeah, like, you know, like Johnny Walker Black Label. This would be like
Yes.
Dom Yom Tequila. What is his tequila called?
Terramana.
Why? Why is it called that?
Well, because it's a Samoan saying.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Well, I'm sorry. That's really nice.
Yeah.
But no one's going to remember it. It's just the same as, like... So there was where I used to live, there was a Mexican place that opened, and their Mexican was incredible. It was so good. But I never remember the fucking name of the store, because it was a Mayan saying. It was like, Mahalihi doho daha diktatu.
I wouldn't try it, but okay.
It was like lots of apostrophes and stuff, like impossible to Google. So I always remember, like, oh yeah, it's just the place, like the Mexican place down the road, shut down now. And I mean, obviously with COVID and stuff, but I had to think that one of it was just the poor choice of name, because now, like with that, you're not gonna be like, oh, I know to look this up. It's you'd have to be like Dwayne the Rock Johnson's tequila, right? You have to look it up.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, it's not even available in this country yet. Because, do you know what? As much as, like, I'm getting sick of it, at one point I looked it up. I was like, well, now I have to try it. Because I've seen so many videos, and the dude
I want to get it for you for, like, a Christmas or a birthday. So it's such a perfect gift for me to get you for a Christmas or a birthday.
It is.
You'd be like, is this the Rock's tequila? Thanks, bud.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say. You know what's going to happen, though, is we're going to see a trailer for Black Adam, and we're going to be like, that doesn't look good. But The Rock is going to be like, this is the greatest thing you'll ever see every fucking day, and, like, shove it down our throats. And I will probably, after, like, 3 weeks of hearing it, be like, I'm going to go see Black Adam, bud. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's going to happen. That's exactly how he'll do it. He'll mindfuck me. All right. Next bit of news. Aquaman 2, right?
Electric Boogaloo.
So, first of all, your favourite character, the Ocean Master, is back again.
Who's the Ocean Master?
It's his half-brother, the one who, like, is the bad guy in it. He's,
Oh, the actor I really like.
He's Night Owl in Watchmen.
Yeah, I didn't get that far in the movie to even see that character.
Yeah, you know, I watched it. I went back and watched it.
Well,
it was real bad.
How was Willem Dafoe?
I did not like him because I was like, you shouldn't be a good guy.
You should be
a bad. You should be the Joker. And especially because, you know, on a side note, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in that Lighthouse movie, which I've seen.
Oh yeah, Batman and the Joker.
Exactly, and I'm like, you two should be Batman and the Joker. You've already got Batman, now the Joker. Alright, so Aquaman 2, more socially relevant and serious is what they've said. Which I'm like, guys, you're showing all these amazing trailers of like, hey, we're not taking ourselves too seriously anymore. We're having fun, and we're going for it, and we're trying different styles and different like looks and feels to our movies. And then Aquaman 2's like, yeah, we're gonna do a second one, but it's gonna be more socially relevant and serious. Like, what's Aquaman gonna fight? Fucking COVID? Like, what's he gonna tackle? Like, what's more socially relevant and serious? Like, Aquaman faces like.
Well, if he goes and punches Donald Trump in the face, then I'm all for it.
You imagine he just pops out of the ocean, Trump's on his yacht, he comes out, he's like, all right, just punches him in the face. Oh god, I can't stand Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I really don't like it at all. It's not for me. If you like
it's not really for me either.
If you like it, that's cool, but it's just not for me.
If you like a bit of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. only people. No one's gonna get that unless you're from England and grew up here in the early 90s.
Yep. Even some people that are probably like, I still don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, more socially relevant and serious. I don't know, like the first one, they crammed so much into that movie because I think they didn't know they were going to make a second one. They're like, if we're never going to make another one, we might as well have giant crabs and people riding sharks.
There's giant crabs in that movie?
Yeah, giant crabs, people riding sharks. Like they go.
Riding sharks is cool. That's a cool concept. Was that well executed?
It was. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was okay. I was okay with Atlantis and the way it looked and felt. It reminded me much of like Black Panther Wakanda and like how they were creating this whole world that, you know, they imagined. But at the end of the day, I was just like, it just wasn't for me. I would never watch it again. I couldn't tell you half the things that happened in it. I've forgotten about it. So
stop trying to burp while talking.
I know that was really disgusting.
I really like.
That's so gross. Oh god. I probably will say I'm going to edit that out, but I know I won't because I'll forget where it is.
Funny.
Yeah. So yeah, Aquaman 2 is a big pile of burp. I mean, the only thing I can think of if they're going, we're more socially relevant and serious, is like pollution in the ocean.
Yeah, Plastic's a major problem in the oceans.
That's where
the amount of videos I see where they save animals that are wrapped up in plastic and fishing wire.
I think they'll take it to that. So, well, we'll see, but I won't be seeing that one. That is the first thing that we've come across where I have no interest in being a part of, either seeing
you're going to watch it anyway. You love watching everything.
I'll watch it when it comes on.
Props to you. You always give everything a go.
I do, yeah, I really do. Yeah. And most of the time...
You on your sofa, I don't really know. No, you don't hang out just in your pants. That's me. You have sweatpants on or gym shorts, and you have a hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah, or like
with the hood up.
Shirt. Look, what do you like? My Jordan
or
shirt?
some sort of nerdy shirt that you only wear now, like when you are around the house, and you're going to be blubbing out on the sofa, and no one's going to be there. It's just going to be you and the dog, and you're going to be like, when am I going to watch Aquaman 2? Yeah, I'll give that a go.
That's exactly when it will happen. It will happen probably like, well, I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming out in 2022. So in like 2023, when it comes on streaming or something, or maybe even later than that, that's when that will happen. Yes. But for now, I'm not seeing it, and I won't go see it in theaters. So I am out of that one.
Cut to you like, I'm first in line, bud.
What if The Rock is pushing it, I'll go see it probably.
Go see Aquaman 2.
It's me, your favorite, The Rock. Go see it. It's me and Jason Momoa. I'm in it. I'm in it for like 5 seconds.
He's such a good guy. When did The Rock become so lame, by the way? Like, Rock used to be like trash talking badass. I know that's obviously his personality.
He became the highest paid actor in
I know,
the world.
But now he's always just like, hey guys, I just want to talk to you about this, that, and the other. I miss a bit of if you smell what The Rock's cooking attitude, you know? Well, I don't give a damn about you, Jabron. Like, if he got into politics and he was in a debate, and they're like, could you imagine like the other? He's running for like, I don't know. I assume a Democrat.
I haven't even thought about how great that would be.
The trash talking and at debates, like if he channeled his, Rocky Johnson, then that would be amazing.
You mean Rocky Balboa? Well, not Rocky Balboa.
I thought it was Rocky Johnson.
Was he Rocky Johnson to begin with?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But oh man,
What is your policies on immigration? It doesn't matter what your policy on immigration is. Know your role and shut your mouth, Donald Trump. Ooh!
That would be so good. Take a nice slice of poontang pie. He used to say that shit as well. I'm like, whoa.
Well, he wouldn't be saying that now. Hey guys,
No,
I just want to apologize for poontang pie. But you guys should also drink my new tequila. It's pretty
And you
dope.
should also smell what I'm cooking. Out of my new
recipe book. What is the Rock cooking? Now you know.
I would buy the Rock's cookbook.
Oh, I guarantee if that's not already a thing, then someone give me a fucking check. Like seriously. What is the Rock been cooking?
Oh god.
And he'd be like, but the Rock's kind of lame now, so he'd be like, my mum's like muffin recipe that I had as a kid, and like,
yeah,
know,
he
like
probably
little snacks.
like,
It wouldn't be like
so much.
Like how to cook a dope. I don't know.
And he would play the sympathy card where he's like, do you know the last time I had these muffins? When I had $5 in my pocket and I was homeless. Have I told you about that? Let me tell you about that. I made this muffin.
Even though I was in that situation, I had enough money to buy some Thai and tequila. Which, if you're in that situation, you know what? Give it a go. If you're an alkie on the street, this will get you really fucked up.
We've got comments in the chat that apparently the Aquaman 2 panel was so cringy. It was just James Wan, the director, and
so James Wan's doing the second one then.
He is, and Patrick Wilson, who's Ocean Master. They were just complimenting each other the whole time, and no Jason Momoa at all. So Aquaman wasn't even there for Aquaman 2 panel.
Okay.
So that's not great. Did you know that a Long Halloween animated movie is coming out?
Don't care.
What?
Long Halloween's my favorite thing. I'm not gonna watch an animated movie because I know DC has the reputation of changing the story when they adapt their content. So I have no care to see it be butchered.
I get why you said that. If you saw a trailer and it was art like Tim,
it's not going to be art like Tim Cell though, is it? Look,
no,
I know I'm going into it really negatively, but that story's very. That's the story that got me into comics, and it's turned into my whole career. So,
yeah,
I ain't not gonna watch that at all. Knowing, hearing about like Killing Joke with like him fucking Batgirl and stuff. It's like, all right.
That was so bad. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. And Hush was really bad.
And did they do Court of Owls? Well, they did something recently.
They did a version of it.
Yeah, they did something recently where they're like, and everyone was like, "That's not the story." And so I'm like, "All right, I'm done." Like, what the fuck? Like the Dark Knight Returns one's pretty cool because it's pretty close to the original story.
It's my favorite animated film.
But the rest is just subpar. And yeah, that's my opinion. Like I always try to be positive about stuff, but fuck that movie.
Yeah, but also Year One was good, and Bryan Cranston was Commissioner Gordon.
I just don't really like the DC cartoon animated movies. They do nothing for me. So. If people enjoy them, great. It does nothing for me.
I definitely enjoy them. I go back and watch the Dark Knight Returns animated sequences, like him in the Love Tunnel with Joker, him fighting Superman. I watch that every now and then. Like, they're great scenes. They're really well done.
Yeah, that's the best of the bunch, definitely.
Yeah. We've got TF Hero says Dwayne Johnson's WWE debut name was Rocky Maivia or Maivia? Maivia, that was it. Rocky Maivia.
Right.
Thank you for that. Alright, next bit of news then. The Wonder Woman trailer. Wonder Woman 2, 1984. Did you watch this?
Nope, I didn't watch it.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, it was pretty good, man.
I haven't seen the first Wonder Woman, so I didn't feel inclined to watch a trailer for the second one.
Well, it feels the most Marvel out of the bunch. Like, it felt very like a Marvel trailer.
I'm not really into the character of Wonder Woman. It doesn't really do anything for me, so...
I enjoy
I don't have to see all of these movies, you know.
No, I know. I've seen them. Wonder Woman 1 I enjoyed. It definitely has its.
I like her from Batman and Superman and Justice League. I think she's amazing Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah,
spot on for the character. I'm not really into Wonder Woman as a character. That's all.
Yeah. She was good in the World War One in the first one. This one's in 1984. Cheetah is the one of the villains in this, and it's played by Kirsten Wiig, who's
Really?
yeah, and she looks great, and she looks like she does a good job, and she's taking it seriously. It's not a comedy, but
It's
she
not
does
a
it.
comedy because she's one of the funniest women on the planet.
She is, but she looks, from what I've seen, like she's taking it
Well,
seriously.
now I might watch it because I really like Kristen Wiig. So,
Dude, it honestly, I enjoyed the trailer for what they showed. It felt very Marvel. There was some jokes being cracked in it. It's colorful. It's like punchy. It felt like a Marvel film that we would see a trailer for.
okay, I'll watch the trailer for it tonight.
Okay. All right. Then next one is the Flash concept art, where we see Flash in a new costume, but more importantly, we see a particular Batman standing behind him. Why don't you take over this? Because I really want to hear from you what you thought about this.
Well, it's my favorite on-screen interpretation of Batman, and I know it's not the best. Okay, guys, I realize that it is pure blind nostalgia. Just that movie is our childhood. Like when you try and pinpoint movies from your childhood, Batman '89 is like it. Like it is it. Like I just see that I'm like.
Look, I don't think you have to defend it, man. Michael Keaton is a fucking great Batman.
He's such a good Batman, and
he's so good.
It's the costume, like that mask is so awesome. It's iconic to me.
Yeah,
the cut of it. I love the way it shades out all of his eyes. So his whole face is just black besides his mouth. Like it's just incredible.
And also, he's got that like panther neck. Like it makes his neck thicker.
Yeah, it's
and
just
I like
such a good. Whoever designed the costumes, mad freaking respect. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Sorry. Just one more comment. Someone said Wonder Woman was a much better movie than Captain Marvel. Well, yeah, I agree with that.
I couldn't get through the first 20 minutes of Captain Marvel. I had to shut it off.
Yeah, no, Wonder Woman was a better film. All right, so with Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, and also Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman in this movie as well. This movie is shaping up to be what DC is leading the way as. We know we have a multiverse, and we're not going to stray away from it. We're going to lean into it heavily, and we're going to go for it. And you're going to see. I love it. I think it's so smart of them to do this.
Yeah, it's a big part of comics on both sides. Like
because if you
I know there's all this talk about on the Spider-Man side of things of like, hey, Spider-Verse was successful. Maybe we should do that with our movie franchises. And I'm all for it. Like, it sounds great.
Yeah, and if you think about it, DC has been laying the tracks way further and longer than Marvel ever has, and they've got some great films that came out 30, 40 years ago that you could pay tribute to. I know Christopher Reeve's Superman isn't around anymore, but you could still go to that universe and you could pay tribute to that. Like the ability to be able to connect all of these different Earths that they have in the DC universe is great. And then also this new Batman film with Robert Pattinson coming out, you could connect that as well. There's nothing saying that like, yeah, that's a different Batman from a different Earth, but nothing saying you can't connect.
I would love for them to try and explain the connection of George Clooney and Val Kilmer to everything.
Oh man, that would be so good. Now, do you think that the George Clooney and Val Kilmer were supposed to be the same continuity as Michael Keaton's Batman, though?
Exactly, that's what I said. I want to see them trying to explain that one.
I don't know if they will. I think that they'll just be like, oh yeah, that was the Keaton Batman
What
universe.
if they hopped into Batman 66?
Oh my god, that would be so great.
Just Flash like running and seeing them like crawl up a wall. Like it can just.
Now,
it doesn't have to be them.
I will say they've done this in the Flash TV show. They've done a Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they've connected a load of old DC projects, including they had Burt Ward come back as Robin in one of these sequences.
What?
Yeah, and then they had
what? You know, but he's like, how old is he now?
He wasn't in the Robin costume. Don't worry.
He's in his late 70s, right?
He was just Dick Grayson. But they paid tribute to it, and then also that's Alexander.
Pretty cool. How was that?
Honestly, man, it's worth watching.
No, I don't want to watch it. I'm saying, how was it?
It was fine. It was just great to see people. Kevin Conroy was a Bruce Wayne in it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was the Alex Ross story where Bruce Wayne's like back is broken and he's in this like back brace that helps him walk, and he can't be Batman anymore. It turns out that in the show, Kevin Conroy was a bit of a bad Bruce Wayne. Like he was a bad guy in it in the end. Kingdom Come, that's what it is. But it was like the TV show was almost like paving the way, where Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, this is getting attention," and then, "Oh yeah, we've got a load of fucking movies that we could tie this into as well."
And look at how popular the Spider-Verse was.
Yeah, and it does. It helps tremendously for them because they've got all these established characters and different universes already. Tie them all together. You know, the only thing I'm disappointed about out of all of this is that Ezra Miller is the Flash.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He has a golden opportunity to redeem himself in the Snyder Cut. Like, if you said he's not going to be the way he was...
Yeah,
then,
that's true.
And if people are like, you need to take this in a new direction because people are not responding to it, then hopefully he can make the character a bit more his own and not just bizarre as it is right now. And that could be great. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think anybody's going to go to this movie for the Flash. I think that's everyone's there for Michael Keaton Batman. Like, come on.
Do you think we're going to see Keaton in the suit?
The concept art is Keaton in the suit.
I know. Can you imagine seeing Keaton in that suit again?
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight Returns Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh, you just...
I know, I just made you cream your pants.
You did, and also there are potentially, the rumor is that if this does well, this paves the way for Keaton to do a Batman Beyond and be Old Man Bruce Wayne.
I know that everyone's been craving for that, so hopefully they will make that because
I'm down. I'm so down.
Everyone in the world is down for that.
And like, this is the stuff that I'm finally so happy to talk about with you. That it's a possibility. It's not like one of those things where you're like, imagine if, dude, and it would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all this DC stuff that's recently come out, I'm like, you know what, DC,
Well,
you figured it out, finally.
Well, good, because they've, if you're going to compare the two, which I know is hard to do, but I mean, there's superhero movies and products, so you have to compare them. It's like comparing Coke to Pepsi. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
Marvel has paved a tremendous way and has done a legendary, not just superhero run, but cinematic legendary. No movies connected like that ever before the way they have, and so.
No, Marvel's created a
they've just
new genre for it,
and constantly produced like banger after fucking banger with movies where it was just like to the point where. Even if they weren't around, maybe we would have not minded some DC stuff so much. But the Marvel stuff is so good that like it makes it look terrible. So
it does. And
I'm glad that
it's improved DC out of this, right? Like it has paved the way to them to go. We can't just spit out a fucking movie and slap a logo on it and go, yeah, okay, we made 200 million in a weekend because everyone wants to see it. People have noticed and gone. Yeah, this is crap. It's not a Marvel film, and I really like how they've changed the game that way. All right, I'm ready to talk about the in my opinion, the biggest drop of them all of this DC event. I won't say fandom, even though I just said it because I know you hate it. But I will. I want to talk about the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you watched this trailer?
So first time I watched it, I was like, I was just watching it. I was like, yeah. Same old, same old. I've seen all this stuff before. Yeah, it's Batman universe. It's dark and all this stuff. Nothing was doing it for me, and I feel very silly because the moment Batman kicked the shit out of that guy, big time, I got a shot of adrenaline, and I said out loud, sitting at the toilet at 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it was, with the door shut, I went, "Fuck yeah, get his ass, Batman!" Like I was like, "Fuck yeah, kick his ass, Batman!" And I was like, oh, so I just said Batman, so I see him as Batman instantly.
Right, that's true. Yeah, you did.
So I left that. I'm just like, all right, looks fairly interesting. I love the scene of Batman kicking the ass. And then as time went on, I was like, all right, let me watch that again. Now I've woken up a bit, and I watched it again. And I was like, okay, yeah, I still did. I still love it when Batman kicks that guy's ass. I'm not sure about the vengeance line. It's a bit cheesy, but that's fine. And then as time went on, and we talked about it more, and like. I went back and looked at more stuff. I was like, I hope that this is going to be great because so far it looks great. And I have to say, props to whoever cast that actor from Westworld as Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, dude, Jeffrey Wright is so
Jeffrey
good.
Wright as Commissioner Gordon is the best casting I've seen in so long. When he had that mustache, just the way it's his face. Like, I could see his face. He's a good guy living in a fucking tough world. Like,
Yeah.
he has that demeanor to him. Like, he is Commissioner Gordon. So, I didn't even realize he was the casting choice before I went in. And the moment I saw him, I was like, that's Commissioner Gordon. I was like, oh, amazing casting. So,
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Now, I loved that opening sequence where Batman is at a crime scene with the police, and even though they're looking at him weird, they're allowing him to be there. And Gordon is not.
I like the concept of is this the first steps to Batman trying to work with the police until it gets back down to just it's him and Gordon buddying up.
Yeah, because Gordon is not commissioner yet in this film. This is apparently set in Batman Year 2, so this is his second year. There is going to be a GCPD Year 1 TV show starring Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, as Gordon, on HBO, and I wonder how they're going to do that.
Oh, it's HBO that's doing that.
Yes, because it's Warner Brothers. So there'll be a Year 1 TV show set in this universe, and there'll be apparently rumors of the Batman.
Well, I know exactly how they're going to do it. They're going to do the Jaws effect with Batman, which I think is incredible, because the first year you shouldn't be seeing Batman constantly. All you should see is a cape fight here, or there's been rumors of this, that, and the other.
I just got chills from you saying.
You show up to a crime scene, and they're like, it was the Bat. You know, when people talk about that, he's supposed to be a legend at that point, right? He's not real. People don't believe that he's real.
Which is what I love in Batman Begins, where he's like in that place with Scarecrow and his men, and he's like, it's the Batman. They're like, can he really fly? And they're all like making up all these things because they've been gossiping like a bunch of criminals have. I love all that.
And the same with the Keaton movie, where it's like, the Bat, there ain't no Bat. That period of people, like when Jack Nicholson sees him, Jesus!
I love that so much.
That's one of my favorite periods. Is like,
and then he gets used to it. And he's like, nice outfit.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just do the jaw. Just do the jaw. That was a pretty good Jack Nicholson, actually.
Thanks, dude.
Do the Joker effect. I mean, the Joker effect, the Jaws effect. With that, I think that's key for that show. But now so you're telling me there's going to be a show where that dude is Commissioner Gordon on regular television?
Yes.
I'm in.
And can I just go back? That wasn't a good Jack Nicholson impression as much as it was. I've seen that Batman film so many times that I think I could probably nail half of those impressions.
Yeah, but you also do you always do if you're going to go with a smile, and that's not like a spot on Jack Nicholson.
No, I love
that. But for some reason, your nice outfit. That was like, you got the tone right.
Okay, so influences for this film. For Matt Reeves, he's come out and said, obviously, Long Halloween is a big influence on this film. Love that.
My boy, baby.
Yep. Batman Ego is a big influence on this. The Darwin Cook book, which I fucking love. Have you read that book?
No, I haven't, but I love Darwin Cook's art. Rest in peace.
Dude, you need to read Batman Ego. It's about Bruce Wayne in the Batcave having an internal struggle and fight with an inner demon, which is Batman. Like, Batman exists.
You've told me all about it when you read it.
It's so good. And also, another major influence on this is Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is great. And look how gritty. I mean, this Gotham looks... First of all, it looks like Gotham. I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm in Gotham when I see every single panel or frame of that trailer. And it reminds me of, like, a gritty, dark Batman detective book. Like, it looks like that, and I'm so excited
I liked when Batman kicked the shit out of that guy, but just seeing Robert Pattinson stand around in that costume, like, one thing that really bugged me was when in the beginning when they show Batman walk across the floor, and it just looks like he's wearing basic combat boots, you know?
But he's still putting stuff together.
I don't like that excuse, bud.
No, but they're going off of like Jeff Johns' Earth 1 story, which I know you're not a fan of, but I really like that story. Because it is a dark, gritty detective book where Batman is relying more on learning how to be Batman and his
I'm
wit.
just not a fan of the cut of that cowl.
Yeah, I get the ears are too thin and pointy. I will agree with that.
And even when they showed like the bat car light up in the back, I was like, that ain't a bat car. Like,
But like,
there's still some stuff around it, but overall, I don't think that's gonna spoil like my ride. Like, I don't like Christian Bale as Batman. I think it's really silly and it makes me laugh, but they're great movies.
Yeah, I think Robert Pattinson. Just hearing him say "I'm vengeance" way better than Bale's voice. Just hearing that one line. I'm sorry, I thought he sounded great. It's the right tone for Batman when he said it. Like, he wasn't like "I'm vengeance." Like, he wasn't going way too gravelly. He wasn't just being like "I'm vengeance," which is my Robert Pattinson voice. He like found a different voice.
That's Robert Pattinson.
Well, yeah.
I'm vengeance. This is my Robert Pattinson voice.
Well, he's British. He's like, "I'm vengeance." Right.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna fucking you fucking right, you fucking Batman, right? You can't. Like, he's not gonna be like that in the movie.
Did you see those thugs he was fighting? One of them looked like a Joker goon, and one of them had only half his face paint on his face and looked like a Two-Face goon.
I didn't like the way the goons looked because it looked straight up Batman and Robin.
I thought they looked like
you know the Neon Gang that Robin fights when he takes the Batmobile for a spin.
You mean in Batman Forever?
Yeah, when he takes the Batmobile for a spin, and they're like, "They ain't Batman," and he fights them. That they looked exactly like that.
Yeah, I don't know. They look like Arkham goons.
They looked like also there's that skateboarding wrestler at AEW who used to be a skateboarder. He has the same exact face paint as those guys.
Oh right. Or the Crow. The Crow could be in there as well.
No, the Crow would be the coolest looking one of the bunch.
So apparently they've obviously only shot 25% of this movie because they were shooting right before COVID happened. So they only shot 25% of it. A lot of it's shot in Liverpool. And apparently Liverpool is a big backdrop of what makes Gotham in this
That's
film.
fine. Shooting dreary old England. That is Gotham.
Yeah. Yeah, like it looked damp. Like a lot of scenes in this trailer, it looked fucking damp. Batman was always being rained on. Everybody was damp. I was like, "Yep, that's England for sure."
But that's Gotham.
Now, what do you think of Catwoman and how she looked?
I feel like she looks comic accurate, but it doesn't fit the tone. She looks more like she's in
very long Halloween though, where she's breaking into a safe and Batman stops her.
Yeah, but her costume looks more like from the Arkham games than anything. And,
well, apparently this is like pre-costume where she's putting things together.
Oh,
like,
God's sake! I hate this excuse for it, like producing shit. Like, look at Greg Capullo when he did that first Batman costume. He had to make Batman with fucking pink gloves, and he looked the shit. Like, I don't like this. I'm just figuring it out. Bullshit. You can still make it look good.
But she looked like she had the ears, and maybe it was her hair. And
it's just like it's weird. It's like, all right, so we got a Batman who wears combat boots, but like a comic accurate Catwoman. Like, what are we doing? What is the theme here? I'm not impressed by the costume design at all throughout the whole. Everybody.
I like the look of the Batsuit. I do, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. And if that chest emblem is the melted down gun of that killed his parents and all of that, like there's loads of things that are rumored to be said behind that. The Penguin, who I didn't even know was in the trailer until like watching it a fourth or fifth time. You see Colin Farrell's Penguin in this.
Yeah.
You even hear him. He says, "This guy's crazy." At the end of the...
I like Colin Farrell. I know he's had a lot of downs with some stuff he did, but that's all ancient. I think if you look at any of his recent work, he's a very solid actor, very solid worker, wants to be there, wants to work. He was amazing in The Gentleman. And I dig to see his interpretation. I feel like he looks the business. Like
he does.
I will say that is one person where I was like, that's the Penguin. Like that.
Yeah, and he hid behind that makeup. I was like, who's that guy? And it's Colin Farrell.
So have you seen all online what people have said about that?
What, we're comparing it to the guy that plays Larry David's
cousin. Yeah, he looks just like him.
Like,
I just pictured that guy as the Penguin, like, oh, the Batman. Oh, we gotta go, Larry. We gotta go fight the Batman, Larry.
Everyone says that, and I was like, yeah, okay, so he looks like that actor. Yeah. But obviously he's not gonna sound or be that actor.
Isn't he in a Batman movie as like a mayor or something?
Oh, he's in that Gotham show.
He's the mayor in the Gotham show.
Yeah. Oh my god, him as the Penguin. Now I'm just thinking about it. Oh, I chose the wrong umbrella. I have to go home. I chose the wrong umbrella.
Look, I can't. I can't use this umbrella in this situation. I have to use this certain one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I gotta go. Bum, 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 bum.
Wait, you said you stole 352 million. I only see 350 million. Where's the 2? I don't see the 2. Give me the 2. You fucking dick. Oh god. We got some quotes here. Well, not quotes, comments in the chat. I love that Michael Keaton does the Batman face under the cowl. Yep, I love that too. The thing I like that James Gunn is doing for Suicide Squad is that he's giving them actually costumes rather than having them wear street clothes. Couldn't agree more. I love that too. And Herminio has just joined and said, I finally made a live stream. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right, so I want to talk about, continuing talking about the Batman, the Riddler. Because...
Great casting choice.
Great casting choice. I got chills.
I think, look, the casting is not the problem with this movie at all.
No, definitely not. And Matt Reeves also is a fucking amazing director. Like, there's no problem with that director. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. He's made some of the best films over the last couple of years.
Well, name some.
Well, like the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
I haven't seen any of those.
They are fantastic, at least in my opinion. Like, they are great and huge leaps and bounds in like CG and mocap and everything else. But regardless of that, great stories, great movies.
Is that it?
Off the top of my head.
So he's known for the Planet of the Apes stuff.
I think so. I know there's more. There must be more.
Did he do any? I thought you said he did Bond or something like that.
No, he never did Bond.
Okay.
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
Let Me In was one of them. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, he directed Cloverfield, the first Cloverfield, which was a big hit. But yeah, the Planet of the Apes films is what he's mainly known for these days. Okay, so the Riddler. He looks... If that is the Riddler, who's at the beginning in using the sellotape, like, I loved, actually, it opening with the tape.
I'd assume it is because...
He had a green jacket on.
He had a green jacket on, yeah.
Yeah, but I almost like, fuck using the question mark suit. Like, I almost like that look. If he's got, like, a taped-up face with, like, goggles outside of it and like it's I don't know, I'm down with that look for some reason. I think that's cool because he's got like a mystery face, and imagine if he taped up his face and then just put a question mark over his face instead. Like,
do you know what this Riddler feels to me very much like what's his name, that the serial killer that put the bombs in the post.
Oh, what the oh god, his actual name is Ted Krasinski. He's Unabomber.
Ted Krasinski.
Yeah, I used to say that because of Mike Wazowski. Ted Krasinski.
The Unabomber.
Yeah, the Unabomber. Yeah.
He reminds me a bit of this. Like they can't stop him. And also leaving little messages.
Zodiac, right? Like the Zodiac killer did the same thing.
No, but this has a more of a Unabomber feel. Zodiac was a bit more mysterious, but Unabomber was. Like, his picture was out there and stuff where people thought they saw him, and he was very opinionated about stuff.
Yeah, but Zodiac sent people clues and riddles all the time to try and find him, which is what the Riddler's doing. He's sending it to Batman.
I know, but I'm just saying this interpretation, that's how it struck me.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's got Zodiac vibes to it, which is cool. And they've already sold one of the riddles where it's like, what is a...
I don't want to know.
Oh, okay, fair. All right. The whole thing that at the beginning, I think that murder victim in the chair. At the
I don't want to know. I don't even want to talk about it.
Why? It's in a theory. We've been theorizing this whole time. Now
I don't want to go deep on the trailer because I still don't know what. All I saw was a bunch of flashing images, and I want to keep it that way.
Why don't you put yourself on mute and I'll just talk to everybody in the chat?
I'll take my earphone out and then wave to me when it's done. I'll happily do that.
No, I'm joking. I won't do that. I mean, lots of people have probably like read different theories and stuff.
If you honestly, if you want to talk theories, I will take my headphones out
no,
and then
I'll
just wave at me when you want me to be done.
No, I'm not going to be talking to myself. That's okay.
And you're talking about yourself, and we have a live chat going.
It's our show. It's okay. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
I'm honestly fine with it, bud. I'm telling you, I'm okay.
I know, and I'm okay too. Don't worry. I'm fine. We'll chat about it another time. I'll chat with people like through Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, because I want to hear from you guys. If you guys have theories, I love chatting theories with people. So once again, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Spider-Man the Animated Series Podcast. I like to always answer as many messages as possible, and I usually do. If I don't get back to you right away, or it takes me a couple of days, it's probably because I'm busy, but I will always respond, and I love chatting with you guys. So come find us on there. If you want to chat Batman or any of the other DC fandom stuff, please come message us. Fandom! You can come message us there, and I'll chat with you about it. So I have a couple more bits of news before we depart. We are now leaving the fandom, just so you know. We are leaving the DC fandom. That is all the DC fandom news. We are stepping outside of the fandom. Are you ready? We're going to talk about Marvel now. You remember Marvel?
Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast.
Do you remember Marvel? Like the company that you work for?
That hasn't hired me since March? Yeah.
So, there is now a heavy rumor that the Kraven the Hunter movie is definitely happening, even though Kraven is said to be the villain in the next Spider-Man film. Sony is also putting together a Kraven the Hunter movie. Whether they will be the same actor is yet to be revealed.
Is this a Sony one?
This is a Sony one, much like Morbius.
Right.
But then Marvel has a bit to do with Morbius, because you see like Michael Keaton's Vulture, you know, and I don't know how much, who's sharing what these days and who has any say. I know that they share Spider-Man, but I don't know who else they share or if anyone else is going to be involved. But Kraven the Hunter movie, they are looking for a Joel Kinnaman type. And Joel Kinnaman is the one who plays Rick Flag in Suicide Squad. So they're looking
why don't they
for...
just get him?
That's what I was thinking. They're like, we're looking for him, but not him. Someone
looking for a Stallone type. I'm available. No, not you. A type.
Oh,
type like you.
Can I hear Stallone as Kraven the Hunter, please?
Oh, you gotta hunt this spider that's coming over here. That's it. That's all I got.
What about Concrete Jungle?
Hey, yo, when I was in the jungle as Rambo, but this is in the concrete jungle, which is different. This is a city, bro. Spider-Man.
Sometimes he just goes full on.
It's fucking city, bro. It's different concrete. But it's not all made of concrete, bro. There's brick. That's not concrete. Wood. It's made of many different things. Dreams. That's what's made of too. That's deep.
I can actually see Stallone as Kraven, like not putting on an accent, just being Stallone, but I could see him in that like lion, like loincloth type outfit.
This is pretty comfy. This is my new pajamas.
Is this real life? I love that. So yeah, Kraven the Hunter movie, Joel Kinnaman type. I don't know if they're going to be connected with.
But who said this? No studio's like, we're looking for a. Hey, everybody out there, we're looking for a Joel Kinnaman type. Like
the studio said this.
What? Why?
I don't know, but they're.
Are you sure a studio said that?
Yes, Kraven the Hunter movie is in development. They're looking for a Joel Kinnaman type to play Kraven, which I think is a poor choice because Joel Kinnaman, as much as I dig him as like
that seems so unprofessional to me.
Like he was great.
I'm looking for this type of person just randomly over the internet, like and press release, like I don't know. To me, that seems like really rude. I don't know.
It's weird. I mean, he was okay as RoboCop. I was about to say he was great, but he wasn't great as RoboCop. He was okay, and he was okay as Rick Flag. But there's such better actors out there that can play Kraven besides like a Joel Kinnaman type or Joel Kinnaman himself.
He was good in House of Cards.
Yes, he was
Republican
good.
Guy running.
Yeah. All right. Next bit of news.
But we don't talk about that show anymore.
The John Wick director is interested in directing Blade. I'm down for that. Man.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. So I didn't know. I didn't write his name down, which is bad of me to do. But he started out as a stuntman, and he was mainly a stuntman on films like the Matrix trilogy and stuff. And then he learned so much.
So he was Keanu stuntman and then turned into his director?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And now he directs, well, as he's called it, Gung Fu.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's part of the John Wick thing. And I was thinking, why not do that with Blades? Like, get Gung Fu in there, get, like, sword fighting.
Oh, they'd have to.
Yeah, get martial arts. That'd be fucking cool to see that in a Blade movie.
Oh, who would you cast as Blade, though?
They've already cast him.
Did they?
Yes, we talked about this ages ago. Do you have the memory of a fucking goldfish? When Marvel announced, like, last year, like, here's our next movie lineup, it's Mahershala Ali. That's his name.
How do you spell it?
He's, well, I'm not going to spell out Mahershala Ali.
Oh, that dude! What great casting choice.
Yeah, I fucking said this to you.
What do I know him from?
He was in House of Cards as well.
Yes, he was in House of Cards.
Yeah.
Oh, and like Luke Cage, he's the first baddie in Luke Cage.
Yep.
Great. All I see is Blade when I look at him, so good job, Marvel.
Yep. And he's Uncle Aaron.
I hope he says some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. Like, I feel like that's amazing. Like a need said.
Oh, he's Uncle Aaron in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He's the Prowler as well. That's cool.
Is he? I was about to say, good casting choice for the Prowler.
Yeah. So anyway, he wants to direct a Blade film, which I think would be amazing. So hopefully Marvel hears that, and that shit happens. Olivia Wilde is also set to direct a Sony Marvel film, which is rumored to be Spider-Woman. Do you know who Olivia Wilde is?
No.
I believe she was in Watchmen, and she played
Silk Spectre?
Yeah, the younger Silk Spectre.
Yeah. So she's a director now?
She's a director as well, and she's going to be directing a Sony-led Marvel film, so that's happening. But it is rumored, so Sony-led Marvel film, you're thinking it's got to be in the Spider-Verse, right? Because that's what Sony owns, if it's Sony-led Marvel.
Yeah.
And it is rumored to be Spider-Woman. So that would be great. Like, I'd be down to see...
Spider-Woman is not Spider-Verse, though. She's completely separate. She has nothing to do with Peter Parker. Not the same powers or anything like that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they are... But it's not necessarily related to Spider-Man. They're just doing a Spider-Woman. And they obviously must have the rights to it, somehow. Unless, maybe they're doing a Spider-Gwen, which would be awesome.
Spider-Gwen makes more sense.
But you know what? They won't call her Spider-Gwen, because into the Spider-Verse, they didn't call her Spider-Gwen. They called her Spider-Woman. Because if you called her Spider-Gwen...
She's not even called Spider-Gwen anymore in the comics. She has a different name now.
What's her name in the comics now? Do you know?
Oh. It's something like the Grey Spider or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. I mean, calling someone Spider-Gwen, that's like calling you Spider-Will.
I think it's because she started as like an Elseworlds character, right? So like Spider-Gwen, but like you can't call her that. Like no one can say that. Like, look, it's Spider-Gwen because it gives up Gwen Stacy. So I think they're like, fuck, we need to rename her so people can call her something.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully it's then Spider-Gwen or whatever her new name is, because I think that would be better than Spider-Woman. But either way, that's cool that she's doing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I'm going to go to some comments real quick. God, I bet the Riddler at first is going to be called the Enigma because he seems to want to be a mystery.
Well, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's Mr. Enigma, although
Enigma.
Apparently his name is not Edward Nigma in the movie. In IMDb, he's listed as like Edward Nashton or something like that, which is weird that they chose to do that, but whatever.
Don't like that.
TF Hero said Scott Adkins would make a great Kraven. Who is Scott Adkins? Let's have a look at that. I don't know who this guy is. He was Lucian in Doctor Strange. It was just like a thug guy. But he looks the part, so yeah, maybe. And then... Oh, someone said no, Olivia Wilde didn't play Silk Spectre. Oh, she looks a lot like that person, so I got that wrong then. Thanks for correcting.
I'm glad there's people in the live chat to correct you on all your mistakes.
I know, well then also there's people to correct you. Her name is Ghost Spider now.
That's it, Ghost Spider, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad there are people in the chat to correct your mistakes.
I never said that's what it's called. I said I think it's this.
I'm glad
That's the
people in the
difference.
chat. I'm glad people in the chat to correct your mistakes. What's the matter?
Nothing. I just didn't find it funny. Move on.
Well, we are out of news, but we are going to our last segment of the day, which is what you doing with your life, bud?
Spending all week redoing my office, trying to finish commissions. Wrote the first script for an indie comic I'm putting together, which I think I mentioned I'm going to be bringing to Kickstarter at some point.
Yeah.
And
We've had some people on Patreon say that they're really looking forward to that, and they'll happily support it once it goes live. So
awesome.
that's really,
Thanks, guys.
it's really great. Yeah, thank you guys.
It's something that if it's successful, I'd like to just turn into my career. I'd like to kind of move away from corporate comics and start writing and drawing my own stuff. But if like Marvel or DC said like, hey, you want to write and draw a book for us, I'd do that in a heartbeat. You know, I just want to move towards essentially me being the writer of my own art.
Yeah, that's totally fair and great goal. Like, fully support that. Have you watched anything recently?
I've just been watching that yachting show.
How many fucking seasons of that show?
We finished. So on Amazon, if you get like the, you can get a channel that $3.99 a month. You get like loads of reality TV. So my wife was like, "Buy it, get it, sell it." So we got that. So we finished the whole series. But there's two other spin-off shows. So now we're watching Below Deck Mediterranean, which has the chef from the first season in it. And there's plenty of hijinks going down. People are trying to fuck each other. Oh, look, you'd love this show, Wig. I already know you would.
Okay, so that's all you're watching? You're just watching this reality show?
That's about it.
No
Shark
movies?
Tank.
Shark Tank. You watch no movies, nothing. Just straight up reality TV.
My wife doesn't like watching movies. I only watch movies when she's in the bath.
Right, okay. Alright, well, you're getting a whole load of doses of reality and setting up your office.
But, yeah, mostly I've been doing office stuff and interior decorating and stuff. As you could see my my mustard sofa back there, my new curtains with a fish tank peeking through.
Blah.
Look, mate, I don't like the fucking colour of your kitchen, but I don't go blah when I see it. I think you did a good job with the colour you chose.
Thanks. I didn't know
don't
you didn't like the colour.
Yuck someone else's yum.
Yum. Okay. I didn't know you didn't like the colour of my kitchen. How dare
I told you that. I said this colour choice is not your whole house. The colour choice is not for me, but you've done an excellent job of making it nice.
What about the living room? You don't like that?
The living room looks nice, but again, it's not something I would have. That's the difference. It's like just because you wouldn't have something doesn't mean it doesn't look nice.
Okay.
I would never have that, so therefore it's disgusting. But we are debating of recently we found so many. My dad's just been giving me hilarious pictures of you as a child, and we're debating of turning our spare room into canvases of you as a child because they're just so funny. So that when you come to stay over, there'll be canvas printed images.
Do you wanna show the picture?
I don't have it on me.
Oh,
actually, I can show it via my phone. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
My dad randomly gave me shampoo the other day.
Everyone watching gets to see this really embarrassing.
Yeah, this will give people incentive to go.
To check this out on your YouTube.
Yeah, this is my brother. We don't know the year, but we think it's circa 99, 2000.
Yeah, I think it was 13, so I think it's 2000.
I have it up on the.
Oh,
the
you're doing it
stream.
in the art thing. You're not doing it in the camera.
It's the bigger camera is right here.
Oh yeah, that's true. No, go down.
I already have. Remember, it's delayed.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
It's just an image of like a 10-year-old wig with fake Oakleys on, a backwards New York Yankees red baseball cap because it was Limp Bizkit times. The addition to me is the lollipop, and just like, and like that's the best thing. It's like I've never seen you have a lollipop in your entire life. So
no, what was I doing with a lollipop?
You're not a lollipop guy. And like the really crappy like fake watch, and it's just such a good picture. And then you started turning it into memes, where you did My Way or the Highway.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Limp Bizkit song.
And I love this one. Bro, Mission Impossible 2 was so good.
Well, because Limp Bizkit did the theme tune for that
Yeah,
song,
and
right?
yeah, he did. And there's the comparison
Now I know
picture.
why you want to hate me. Because I is all the one
Oh, he was like, my dad was just like, oh, I got some shampoo. Do you want it? I was like, sure. And just tucked in there was that little joyous treat. And I had the other picture of you doing the thumbs up as well as a child. So it might just turn into a wig sanctuary.
Oh God! When you say wig, that is my nickname for any people that have just joined us. Like when you say wig, it sounds like you're just gonna have a bunch of fucking wigs hanging up.
No, he's called. When we were kids, apparently we wiggled and wobbled. So I was nicknamed Wobbs, and he's nicknamed Wig, and that's just what we called each other because that was imprinted into our brains as children.
We got some people in the chat saying that's really sad and happy, bittersweet. I hope you're successful, Will. But selfishly, I've been thinking about it, and you've been up there with my favorite Spider-Man artists of recent years.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's really kind. Thank you for saying that.
Like I said, if I got to write and draw my own Spider-Man book, hell yeah. And also, I'm not in a position to turn down Marvel right now, so
no.
You may very well see me on some Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, and then we've also got someone saying, Batman, you drawing Batman is fantastic, but it's not for me. JK, LOL.
That's fine.
So yeah, for anyone that's just listening, Will is doing this amazing commission piece, which is a 2-pager, gigantic. What are they, like A1s or something like that? They're massive.
A3s.
A3s. And one is Spider-Man, who's webbed up the Joker, and the other one is Batman, who's caught who?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
Yeah, they're supposed to be next to each other. This is a commission for these guys where the pub that they're at is a local drinking point for them. So it's like important that they were there, and it's just taken me a long time to do this commission. So they initially didn't have Joker or Green Goblin in it. I chucked them in there because I wanted to do that as I'm sorry that it's taken so long. But yeah, if you want to get any commissions from me, you can get them by DMing me on any social media or emailing me at robsonrequest@gmail.com. I'm open for commissions, but I am doing them extremely slowly because I am very busy with my day job. Which is
fair play.
Not.
Yeah, you were drawing that when we were chatting with Robert last week, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
You've been doing that for a long
time.
By
day job, I don't mean I'm back working because I'm not, but I have a lot of private commissions that I can't share, and I have a major backlog right now of commissions, and I'm also working on my personal project.
Yeah, you're a busy boy. As far as what I'm doing in my life, things I've watched recently, I watched that Netflix film Project Power about like the pills that give you superpowers. Great concept. I was like, I'm kind of down for this. It's really original and different. I like the addiction angle and like what power will it give you and all of that. But the execution was piss poor. And it was weird. You had like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Jamie Foxx, and like loads of other people. And I was like, this is just weird that all of these great actors and a great concept and just really poorly executed. So was not a fan. I also watched X-Men Dark Phoenix on Disney Plus.
I thought I saw. Did you say that on Twitter?
Yeah, because I was watching it and I was like, oh man, I've not seen this.
Because you did like a Simon Cowell meme or something, didn't you?
Yeah, because there's aliens.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
There's aliens in this. I'm like, what the fuck is aliens doing in my X-Men movie with Dark Phoenix?
So why are there aliens?
Because there's this like a bunch of astronauts that go up to space. The ship is attacked by this like asteroid field force,
and they turn into the Fantastic Four.
So it was kind of like that, or like they're gonna bring back the fucking alien symbiote. But the X-Men go up there. They use their powers. They start.
There's X-Men in space in this.
Yeah, they go up in the X-Jet, which was kind of cool. It worked really well.
X-Jet can go into space?
Yeah, apparently it can go into space in this movie.
Okay.
And I like the sequence of them getting the astronauts out. They used like Nightcrawler, they used Quicksilver. It was done well.
Who plays Nightcrawler?
I don't know. Like, no idea. It's a younger kid. I don't know who it is, but he was good. He's got tons of makeup on, so it's really hard to tell who anybody is. But
does he have a Russian accent?
He's not Russian.
Or Eastern European accent?
Very vague. He was good, but yeah, this force that's
did he have an accent?
Yes, he had an accent.
Okay.
The force that's coming for them ends up entering Jean Grey, and that's what gives her this Phoenix power and like unlocks stuff. And these aliens, this Phoenix power like destroyed their planet, and these aliens are after it to try and harness its power. So they just land on Earth and just like kill a bunch of like random people and then pretend to be them. And I was chatting with Green Day recently because I posted on Twitter, and he said that the original plot of this film was those aliens were originally supposed to be Skrulls, but because Captain Marvel was coming out around the same time, they removed the Skrulls and then they reshot it.
There's so many aliens in the Marvel universe, so they could have chosen others.
Yeah, TF Hero said Nightcrawler is German. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, because he's like in the German circus.
He's German?
Yes, he's German. Yeah.
Why did I think he was? Don't mind me. I'm just being an idiot over here. Because I always. Oh, you know why? Because it's that actor, and he went, "Yes, I am invincible" in freaking.
Oh yeah, because it's Boris from GoldenEye.
Yes.
Yeah, Boris.
Boris.
He also told the worst riddle ever, where he's just like, "You sit on me, but you can't take me with you." I'm like, a fucking chair. Like, how did no one get
that? He also, the way he's aged, he looks exactly the Joker before he becomes the Joker in The Killing Joke. Like the way his ears are, his face.
You're right.
To a T.
He does.
It is exactly the way he looks. And I've seen him play more like sinister, evil stuff, and I was like, he'd be a pretty dope Joker.
He would be a good Joker. I'm down for that. That's a good shout. Well, that leads me into the final thing that I've been watching / reading, which is I've read The Three Jokers. And I won't say any spoilers because I think it's a fairly recent book. But I will say I really fucking enjoyed it.
Okay.
I did. I liked the premise. I liked how the first issue flowed. I had like an interest in being like, I want to know more and how this is this and why this is happening. And yeah, I found it super interesting. And the art by Jason Fabok is fucking great. It's so good. It looks really good. Every page pops and is brought to life. I'm a big fan, and I'm going to be picking up issue 2. I'm totally down. And also, there's only 3 issues, but they're like long issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt when I bought the first issue, I was reading like part 1, and I wasn't like 20 pages, and I was like, oh, I was just getting started. Now I got to wait till next month.
Like Last Night on Earth length.
Yeah, like I felt like I got like
basically what they've done is they've gone back to doing like the prestige format that they did for like when Dark Knight Returns first came out. Didn't that come out in like a 3-act structure? It was bigger than most books.
Yes, yeah, it was like a 4-part book. Yeah. So it's really good. I highly recommend finishing this DC episode with a DC comic. I highly recommend you go and pick it up. And that's the show, bud.
Oh, I'm so close to being done with this commission.
Well, you're gonna have to finish it on your own, aren't you? I'm gonna have dinner. I'm hungry. It's late and I haven't eaten.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to start rushing this, so I'll just stop and then come back to it on another stream.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for everyone that joined us on the live stream and chat with us. We always like chatting with you guys. Once again, if you want to chat more to us, you can always hit us up at RobsonINK if you want to chat to Will on his social medias and follow him there. Or you can find us on social media channels all over the place by keyword searching Spider-Man the Animated Series podcast. And you'll be able to chat with me specifically about anything you want to chat about, DC, Marvel, etc. So, yeah, look forward to seeing your messages. Look at our Patreon if you haven't. Check us out on there. We got some great content. We got Spider-Man 2 review coming soon. And that is all from me. So, Will, you good, mate?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, mate.
You're pretty fucking solid, mate. All right. Well, that's all the time we've got for this week. Join us next time where we'll continue talking all things Spider-Man, the animated series. We promise we'll get back to Spider-Man next week. Until then, I've been Alex Robson.
I've been Will Robson.
And remember, with a great podcast comes great recordability.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You know you have to turn off the stream.
Oh, you want to end the stream as well?
Unfortunately, guys, I'd love to stick around, but I got dinner and it's almost 9 o'clock.
It's fine, I can smell my dinner cooking button. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching.
Thanks guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Goodbye.